had some problem, so I just want to take your time and whatever the help you can extend.
Sure.
I want your help.
Sure. Tell me.
I was in Indian Navy in 2008. I had a flat on my name from naval side in Jalwai Vihar, Powai.
Okay.
We received a phone call from Lodha Group. New building is coming up. Are you interested? So we went to their sales office. That was sometime in Ram Navami time of 2013.
Which
in and out. This is the park, Worli, next to World Tower.
Okay.
Phoenix Mill. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That property, we had seen the presentation. Then we went back home. We discussed with our children, with our parents. So they said, go ahead, since you have one property, you can sell off that property and you can take this property. So I served Navy for about 29 years.
Oh.
And from there I retired in 2008.
Okay.
And I was doing my business. I was running my manufacturing unit in Panvel.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought we'll get some money out of the business, plus this property we will sell off and we'll generate some fund from ourselves and then pay to Lodha also.
Okay.
Then we booked the flat in the park. They had taken out the lots also, and in the lot they sent mail to us ki you got the so and so flat.
Lots means lottery.
Number of people were moved. That is what they said. Sales office. The number of people applied were more than the flats available. So there was a lottery system. Our name also came in their lottery. So we just gulped that whatever the information they said.
So did you negotiate the price, or you felt whatever price?
No, whatever the price they said, it was 23 something, nearly 24,000 per square feet. Consideration value was 430 lakhs. And
how big is the flat?
It was about 1150 square feet.
At the rate of
24,000 nearly. Plus 31 lakh was infrastructure charges, which was not included in this 430. So 430 plus infrastructure charges 31, plus additional charges as society, clubhouse, electricity, meter, all these additional charges, they were about 16 lakh. So altogether it makes to 477 lakh. So he said, "ठीक है."
No, just a minute. Just 1 second. I just multiplied 1150 by 24,000. What I have got is 2 crore 76. Let me just make sure I'm talking. Yes, 2 crore 76 lakhs, 2.76.
No, that 24, that must be the carpet area then. Then the
calculated on more than calculated.
More than the carpet area.
So there's some kind of super built up calculation.
Super build up, The carpet area is 1052, but the super build up will be more. They charge TV as 430 plus 31 plus 16. This was the total amount. Then we paid initially about 20%, that is 85 lakh. After that, they took us to the registry office. We registered the flat. Sale agreement was signed with CV as 430 lakhs. Then we started paying about 3-4 EMIs we paid. But my son, who was having the job that time, he was a legal advisor there. So his job was discontinued. The banker said, your eligibility cannot come into this 3 crore loan. So you have to add the eligibility of your son's salary.
You mobilized a loan based on all your income, is it?
All our incomes.
Your son and?
My wife, my business, plus they said you have to add the son's income also. Then only your eligibility will come to 3 crore loan.
What is the business, if I may ask?
Manufacturing of lifting and lashing gear, which are used for lifting load by the crane actually.
Okay.
It's the link between the crane and the load. So that unit I started after my retirement in 2008. So we are generating some fund from the unit also.
Okay.
In 2013, after registration, in July 2013, in September 2013, we received the letter from Lodha stating that you have not paid for EMI. You have defaulted for 3 months.
Okay. Lodha, it was not EMI, it was the payment that was demanded, is it?
Payment, stage payment, which is supposed to go to Lodha.
So
Correct.
What had you paid till that time?
Till that time, we had paid about 88 lakh. 8 lakh, which amounts to more than 20% of the CV.
Right, okay.
And after that, the registration was done. Sale agreement was registered on 11th of July 2013.
Okay.
After the registration, because that 4th stage payment we could not do.
How much was the payment he was asking?
That was about 31 lakh he was asking.
Lakhs.
And we were not able to generate that fund.
Oh.
And he said your allotment is cancelled and you have to forfeit about 35 lakhs. And I had invested in the registration also. Registration of this flat, about 26 lakhs. Adding that into the cost of the flat, it comes to nearly 55 lakhs. We were about to forfeit.
Actually, see, stamp duty amount you would have gotten a refund.
In the bargain, 35 lakhs plus small expenses here and there. So that amount to nearly 40 lakhs. To save that 40 lakh, we again went into the Lodha group. Yeah.
Okay. So what happened? You went back to Lodha?
We went back to Lodha. We kept on writing various letters to Lodha. Though we are delayed because of this problem, my son is not on the job. Once he gets the job, then we will get the eligibility and we will be able to give you a payment. Till then, for the delayed payment, you charge the interest. But they did not agree, and we had approached through various people known to them, known to us, but they did not budge.
Okay.
And we had also gone, but we could meet only the head of the sales department.
You could not get through to Lodha himself?
Beyond that, we could not reach. We could not speak to anybody higher than the head of the department.
Okay.
That is Mr. Nair. And Nair said, no, you have to pay.
You have to pay?
You have to pay means you have to forfeit this amount. They did not agree for the acceptance of interest. I said, I will pay you the interest, whatever is the difference, whatever is the interest you have lost. They said, no.
And meanwhile, when was the possession date?
Possession date was, as per the sale agreement, December 2017.
So it is not that they have a ready house. They are also giving you a promise only.
It was just a promise because it was on the paper only. 2013, nothing was started. Below ground actually work going on.
Okay.
So once my son got the job in February 2014, then again we approached them. They said you have to pay the price what is going on now. So you have to sign these documents. They had put one letter in front of us, which is called as a request for cancellation. We signed that letter blank. It was a blank letter basically.
Blank paper or blank pro forma?
It was a pro forma where the blanks were not like a payment of interest of rupees so and so blank. Then payment of rupees so and so due towards consideration of blank. Like that, everything was blank. They had taken our signature at the gunpoint, you can say. We had signed that letter, request for revocation of cancellation. And then the second, they said the price sheet. They had put a price sheet in front of us. They took our signature.
Means there was a revision in the price?
There was a revision, but we could not understand what they mean because we had not gone through and neither they have told what it is. But they said now there is a new price.
Oh.
Either you lose or you just agree whatever they are saying. And we had no option but to agree what they are saying because they were putting gun on our head and we had accepted that. We signed that letter. By that time, my son got the job. We submitted his salary slip. They gave the loan also, 142 lakh, whatever was due. That time, that we have straightway paid to Lodha, 142 lakh at one go.
142 lakh at one go.
Okay. At one go from our banker.
Okay.
Yeah. After that, we continued making payments from our side, then banker side, bank loan, and from our side, our own fund.
Okay.
Then when we reached to 477 lakhs, that time we stopped payment. That happened somewhere in 31st January 2017.
Okay.
So by that time, I had paid everything as per the sale agreement, and then we stopped making any payment. So when
as per the original sale agreement.
Original sale agreement.
Achha, there was no second sale agreement, is it?
There was no second sale agreement. There was no amendment to sale agreement.
There was
nothing.
Amendment. Okay.
They had just put gun on our head and they said, you sign this price list, you sign this request.
That second cost sheet ke baad, there was no amendment to your agreement. Your agreement continued at
430 lakh plus the infrastructure charges 31 lakh and plus the additional charges like society charges and electricity meter charges and then clubhouse charges, like that 16 lakh. So that everything makes it to 477 lakh.
Okay, so you reached 477 and then you stopped paying.
And then we stopped making the payment. Correct.
Okay, but his demand was now?
2017 or 2018, he issued one letter stating you have to pay 132 lakh outstanding in addition to 477.
Okay.
So we said, no, we can't pay you. The last letter they issued was 161 lakh. So we took that letter and went to RERA. And
just a point. There is only one thing that is sacred, and that is the written word. Written word. यानी भगवान शिवलिंग में नहीं है, भगवान का मक्का में नहीं है, मदीना में नहीं है, और राम मंदिर में भी नहीं है. भगवान है लिखे हुए शब्दों में.
बराबर.
अभी वो भी लिखे हुए शब्दों में भी there is a category. So when you enter into a registered agreement, that registered agreement is more sacred than other written words. Any word prior to that or post that makes no difference. It is the written word, the registered agreement that counts. And written word, a registered agreement has to be adhered to as per contract law.
As per contract.
Okay. Now what they did is they gave you a cost sheet to sign. They made you do some paperwork. They made you write some things.
Some letter, request for cancellation.
Blank आपने sign कर दिया, सब कुछ हो गया.
Correct.
However, the only thing आपने 477 mark reach हो गए ना आप.
बस.
477 mark in your registered agreement. It has not been overridden by another agreement, whether supplementary agreement or any other agreement.
Correct.
Means now it is incumbent on Lodha to give you that flat.
That's correct.
At 477. Now I don't know how much you paid subsequently or what happened next.
So after paying Lodha 477 and receiving the outstanding letter from Lodha in 2018.
That was illegal. That outstanding letter is illegal because 477 pay, your end of the contractual obligation is over. Completely over.
Completely.
After that, whatever happens is extra contractual.
That's correct.
It is not part of the contract. So the story has reached till 2018. 2018. Now correct. You said in 2017 he was supposed to give you delivery of the park.
2017, after paying 477 also, he did not deliver. He said there is a delay, we have not received the OC, we have not completed the project. So 1 year delay will be there.
So that contractual, there is a breach of contract on his side. Where 1 year he has not given you flat. Then in 2018, was it ready?
No, 2018 also it was not ready. And December, then 2019 January, then they issued one letter since we are not able to deliver you the flat, so So we will give you the rent reimbursement from 1st of January 2019.
Rent reimbursement.
Rent reimbursement.
How much is that?
1.7 lakh per month.
Okay.
From 1st January 2019.
Okay, they sent you that letter?
The letter is there with us.
Okay. Then
2018 we received letter from Lodha. Outstanding is 161 lakh. Then in 2019 January we had approached RERA court for exorbitant charging of CV by Lodha against the sale agreement CV. Sale agreement CV was 4.3 lakh and he was charging 5.32 lakh. 5.32 crore.
Okay.
Then we had approached this thing to give directive to Lodha to give us the flat at the cost, registered cost.
Correct.
So in the 23rd July, RERA issued the order stating that both of you sit together, decide who is to pay how much to whom.
Okay, actually just interrupting you again. RERA is a competent authority.
Correct.
That competent authority has no power to override what is there in a registered agreement.
Correct.
Until and unless you have entered into a registered agreement which is supplementary to that agreement.
No, we have never entered into supplementary.
See, now here is the interesting thing. Your first instinct seems to have been correct. You stopped at 477. That is as per contract.
Correct.
So you had fulfilled your end of contract at 477.
Correct, sir.
Subsequently, there was no other contract overriding it. RERA has no power to say ये contract गलत है, दूसरा contract बनाओ. RERA only has the power to enforce a contract as it exists. So they could never have passed an order which says, Mr. Shivsagar, pay 1 paisa more to Lodha. They could not have done that. And they could have passed an order to Lodha saying, now you give the flat or else. They could have passed that order.
Correct.
Okay. And that was the only correct order to pass because you had fulfilled your end of the contract. 477. So then what happened? In RERA, what they said what?
They said both of you sit down and settle amongst yourself who is to pay.
What does the order say? What exactly is the order saying?
Order I will just read out actually. Order para 6. In this regard, MahaRERA feels that RERA has no jurisdiction.
Correct. Exactly correct.
No jurisdiction to settle the dispute with regard to the payment between allotee and the promoter.
Okay.
The payment by the allotee to the respondent developer is to be made as per the payment schedule mentioned in the agreement.
Correct.
The MahaRERA therefore directs the respondent to clarify the details of amount payable to the complainant, that is taxes, interest, etc., within a period of 1 week from the date of receipt of this order.
Correct.
If there is any amount to be payable to either party as per the agreement executed between both the parties, the same shall be paid within a period of 15 days.
Correct.
And possession of the flat will be handed over to the complainant forthwith.
Very technically correct order. Technically, it is an extremely correct order.
So based on this para 6 of RERA order, we wrote mail and we sent the letter also to Lodha to give us the possession. Now since we have paid already 477 as per the sale agreement, please give us the possession and let us know the date and time of possession so that we can come and take over the possession.
Right.
They said, no, you have to pay 161 lakh outstanding, which we said we are not supposed to pay you anything beyond 477.
Correct.
We kept on telling them. Then they called us for meeting on 5th of February 2020. You come for meeting, we will decide. So in the meeting we went and we told them, no, we are not having money and we can't pay you money and we don't have any resources and we are not supposed to pay you the money.
Correct.
As per this sale agreement, whatever is required, we have paid you.
Correct.
They said, no, you have to pay 161 lakh and that 161 lakh, they brought it down verbally to 50 lakh. They said, at least pay us this 50 lakh. We said, no, we can't pay you 50 lakh also. Then we came out of the meeting and we returned back to our house. But on 18th of February, they sent us the mail stating that greetings from Lodha Group. Please find the breakup of the dues pending to be paid.
You can take him to court and you have a very good case.
Okay.
Because not only they have done extra contractual demand, they have created every evidence of extra contractual demand. If they had entered into an agreement, a supplementary agreement with you, then they could have charged whatever they want. But they are charging something which is clearly not in the agreement. And RERA knows it. Now here is the thing. The RERA did not tell them. I mean, I'm seeing some complicity here. RERA should say, Baba, here is your contract. Contract is as good as an order from a court. Okay, that is the whole point of entering into agreement. It is like an order. Nobody should have to tell you, comply with the contract. Even then, we have told you, comply with the contract. Here is the contract. There is no other contract. It is not overridden by any other contract. Anything that you have signed, the Mr. Ravi Shirsagar has signed, over and above and other than the contract, is not contract.
Correct.
If it is not contract, it cannot be enforced. It has no importance in the eyes of law. For them to ask you for more money is to make an uncontractual, extra contractual, illegal demand.
This was nothing less than an illegal demand.
It is extortion.
But this demand, it amounts to extortion only.
It is extortion.
And nothing less than extortion.
Yeah.
And this
and
at the gunpoint
extorting
only.
you based on what? I will not give you possession. I will not fulfill my contractual obligation. I will put you to a loss of 477 lakh rupees for which we have contracted unless you accede to my extortionate illegal demand.
That's correct.
That is what it is. It is criminal. It is. You can go sue him. You can go and file an FIR today.
That's correct, sir. That's correct.
No, you can take him. You can drag him all over court. And what is worse is they have not just committed extortion the way normal extortion is committed, which is by phone call or by this kind of gimmicks. They have written down and on their letterhead they are making extortionate demand. You can have them rot in jail. Everybody, the whole bunch of them, all the directors.
Correct.
मंगल प्रभात को लेके अभिषेक लोधा को लेके सबको आप जेल में चक्की पीसिंग करवा सकते हैं.
They deserve that, sir. There is no doubt about it because they have done so much damage to me,
and
not only financially, because we have been paying interest to the bankers and we have still not got the possession and we don't know when we are going to get the possession.
Till date you have not got possession. So
till date we have not got it. Yeah, after paying 509 lakhs also.
So you paid what? So you paid in surplus of that.
In totality, we have paid 509 lakhs.
Okay, so now that even makes the extortion confirmed. Because contract says 477. These guys have accepted an extortion amount of that difference between 477 and 509. That is your extortion amount which they have accepted.
Correct.
अरे चक्की पिसवा दो यार इनको.
No, that's correct, sir. They deserve that. Yeah, they deserve that. They deserve that only.
Extortion. I don't know how many others they have extorted like you, but this is extortion.
This is, and we are suffering a lot because I am also 68 now, and my wife is also 62.
Please do the world a favor. Please do the world a favor. Go to court. Magistrate के पास, police के पास जाओ. Draft a letter to police commissioner. This is not just extortion. It is big ticket extortion. See, this is like ransom.
Correct.
I will kill your asset worth 477 unless you pay me further amount. I will destroy your asset.
Yes. Same. You have put it into the word and they have done it physically.
It amounts to ransom.
In spite of taking 509 lakh in their kitty, they have still not given us the possession.
477 के ऊपर जो भी आता है वो रैंसम है, वो आपसे रैंसम वसूल रहे हैं.
477 के बाद में ये मेल उन्होंने 18th of February को दी कि आपको 27 लाख हमको देना है, बैलेंस टू बी रिकवर्ड फ्रॉम कस्टमर. 27 lakh they said.
Shocking.
Then after that I spoke to them कि you have committed कि from 1st of January 2019 you will give rent offset, that is 1.7 lakh per month, which you have not given. So you give that. So after giving that discount 11.61 lakh, 11 lakh and 61,000, then they reduced this ransom amount to 16 lakh 19,000.
16 lakh 19,000.
90,000. We received the mail from them on 25th February.
No, wait. So 16 lakh 19,000 is after
in addition to 477.
In addition to 477, they
Correct.
said 16 lakh 19,000. They sent you an email, is it?
That's email.
They sent you an email saying 16 lakh 19,000.
Correct.
Okay. Then you paid far in excess of that also, no?
Then February we had no resources. February, March, April, May, June. June we took loan from our relative and generated this amount, and then on 26th June 2020 we paid them this amount. And we said कि now you give us the possession. From 26th June 2020 onwards.
Okay.
We were after them to give us the possession and give us the flat. They didn't give anything till October 2020.
Okay.
Then on 2nd of October, they said, you come to the office. Our management is not agreeing, and our management says you have to pay the interest.
अरे मतलब फिरौती कम पड़ रहा है.
फिरौती कम पड़ रहा है, तो आपको 6 lakh and some 17,000 आपको और देना है.
Shocking.
ये और उन्होंने मांगा हमसे कि आप 6,17,000 आप दीजिए, तो हम आपको पोजीशन दे देंगे.
ओके.
वो हो गया अक्टूबर में. हमने 28 अक्टूबर को उनको पे कर दिया. बट बिफोर पेइंग वी सेड कि नाउ यू साइन द कंसेंट लेटर. एक कंसेंट लेटर था और एक और लेटर था. We said you give us these two letters. Consent letter उन्होंने साइन किया. मैंने draft went up and down. One was a consent letter and second was consent terms and conditions and mutual consent.
Okay.
So these two letters they had drafted, sent it to us. We waited from our advocate and we sent it back. Then finally that got approved and they said you will sign this mutual consent letter and no claim letter also. In that mutual consent letter they had mentioned you had paid 16 lakh 19,000. Then we are asking you to pay 6 lakh 16,000 additional as interest. After that we will not ask you anything. The parties agree that this amount of 6 lakh is towards the full and final amount towards the consideration of the flat.
Okay.
The interest and all other dues of the whatsoever nature which the second party could claim from the first party at the time of execution of sale deed and handing over of the possession, it is agreed between the parties that in no case the party of second part will claim any other amount from the first party. That second party means developer, builder. And first party is we, complainant.
Okay.
So they had approved this draft, and then when we had gone to them in end of October, they said no, letter is not ready and all. You have made the payment, so just wait for some time so that our account department and legal department they send us the clearance. Once they send the clearance, we will give you the possession.
Okay.
So on 3rd of November, they sent one more mail.
Okay.
This was the height of everything, stating that previous draft of consent terms sent to you from our end, we would like to bring it to your notice that they be treated as cancelled.
Okay.
And you have to pay us 164 lakh outstanding.
What?
Outstanding.
No, wait. You had already paid 477 के बाद you had already paid 16 lakh.
16 lakh.
आपको पहुंच गए थे 493 के,
एंड प्लस 7 लाख
आप पहुंच गए थे 5 पे,
एंड कुछ वैट वगैरह रिटर्न उनको आया था, एवरीथिंग टुगेदर मेक्स इट टू 509 लाख।
आप 509 पे पहुंच गए थे।
टोटल पेमेंट टू लोढ़ा इज 509
एंड नाउ दे सेंड यू अ लेटर सेइंग फिरौती कम पड़ रहा है।
हाँ, ये पैसा कम पड़ रहा है। आप वो जो पहले आपने बोला था ना, आपका आउटस्टैंडिंग जो था ना 164, वही आप पूरा पेमेंट
मतलब
कर दो।
और कितना बाकी है, दैट मीन्स हाउ मच बाकी है?
हाँ, दैट मीन्स अभी देखिए इसमें कितना रह जाता है वो उनको ही मालूम रहेगा। ये 164 को रिड्यूस करके उन्होंने 27 लाख लाया था, वो 27 लाख को रिड्यूस करके 16 लाख पे लाया था निगोशिएट करके। जो 16 लाख हमने फर्स्ट टाइम पे कर दिया था, बाद में 6 महीने के बाद वो बोलते हैं नहीं नहीं ये 16 लाख कम पड़ रहे हैं, आप 6 लाख और दे दो इंटरेस्ट के कारण, क्योंकि हमारा मैनेजमेंट सुन नहीं रहा है। मैनेजमेंट बोलता है नहीं इनसे 6 लाख इंटरेस्ट ले लो आप। तो फिर वो 6 लाख इंटरेस्ट भी पे किया, उसके बावजूद फिर उन्होंने पोजीशन नहीं दिया और बाद में एक लेटर मेल कर दिया 3 नवंबर को कि भाई साहब आप 164 लाख जो पहले हमारे थे ना आउटस्टैंडिंग वही पे करो अभी।
एब्सोल्युटली रिडिकुलस, एब्सोल्युटली रिडिकुलस, क्रिमिनल। आपके वकील ने इसमें आपको एडवाइस नहीं दिया कि आप पुलिस में जाओ? बिकॉज यहाँ पे एक्सटॉर्शन के सिवा कुछ नहीं हो रहा है।
ये एक्सटॉर्शन पे एक्सटॉर्शन
मतलब आपके वकील ने कहा नहीं कि ये एक्स्ट्रा कॉन्ट्रैक्चुअल जो डिमांड है वो एक्स्ट्रा कॉन्ट्रैक्चुअल डिमांड आप 477 पे पहले रुक गए थे, वो आपका सही था?
नहीं, वो रेरा के एडवोकेट थे तो वो बोले नहीं रेरा पे कंटेम्प्ट ऑफ कोर्ट करके अपन केस कर डालेंगे।
नो, रेरा कंटेम्प्ट ऑफ कोर्ट तो अपनी जगह, बट there is an extortion going on, there is a criminal activity going on. उसको कैसे आप छोड़ रहे हो यार? For example, suppose you have an employee, you are paying him X amount of, let's say 1 lakh rupees per month. वो 6 महीने काम करता है, 6 लाख रुपया कमा लिया। Now you withhold his money. Then you say तुझे 6 लाख चाहिए बेटा, तू और 3 महीने काम कर, तू 9 महीने के लिए काम कर, तब मैं तुझे 6 लाख रुपए दूंगा। Then he works for 3 months. Then you say बेटा और 1-2 महीने काम कर। Now what you are doing is you are holding him to ransom. You are holding his money. You are not fulfilling your end of the contract. You are holding him to ransom using his money. You are holding him to ransom. अब यहाँ पे आपका फ्लैट अटका हुआ है. He is not giving you possession of your flat. He is holding you to ransom.
करेक्ट। वो पोजीशन नहीं दे रहा और हमको भी मालूम नहीं कब पोजीशन देगा। 509 लाख लेके बैठ गया है, पोजीशन नहीं दे रहा और हम रोड पे है बेसिकली। क्योंकि 3 नवंबर के बाद हमने उनसे मीटिंग के लिए टाइम मांगा था, हम मीटिंग के लिए गए थे, तो उनका जो मीटिंग में एक हेड आया था वो बोलता था आप कितने पैसे और दे सकते हो।
गलत है ये, आपको समझाया नहीं, रेरा वालों ने भी आपको बताया नहीं?
रेरा वालों ने तो अभी जो ऑर्डर निकाला उन्होंने तो ये रिफ्लेक्शन से नहीं लिए।
अभी ऑर्डर मतलब सेकंड टाइम या फर्स्ट टाइम?
अभी जब हम कंटेम्प्ट ऑफ कोर्ट केस लेके जनवरी 2021 में गए रेरा के पास, वी हैड फाइल्ड ए कंटेम्प्ट ऑफ कोर्ट केस इन रेरा ऑन 21st January 2021, which was heard on 27th October 2021. First hearing was on 25th October 2021. तो हेयरिंग में दोनों साइड का हेयरिंग हुआ, उनके आदमी ने वही फ्लैश किया दैट साइंड ब्लैंक लेटर रिक्वेस्ट फॉर कैंसलेशन एंड द प्राइस लिस्ट। तो उसके ऊपर हम लोगों ने जस्टिफाई उनको किया कि आपने लास्ट ऑर्डर इशू किया था, एज पर दैट ऑर्डर वी हैड गॉन टू लोढ़ा ऑन 5th of February 2020. They had a meeting.
Was supposed to give report back to RERA how much amount is to be paid, no?
They had reported it. They have to pay 164 lakh that time again. Like we paid, we said, we gave a letter to RERA also कि we have paid everything. We are not supposed to pay anything. So they had also given one letter stating कि outstanding amount is 161 lakh.
Okay.
So that was in after the first order.
Now RERA का second order क्या है?
रेरा का सेकंड ऑर्डर जो है वो बहुत ही एम्बिग्यूअस है।
और कब का ऑर्डर है?
15th of June का है, which we received on 8th of July 2022.
Okay.
Which was the last day for working for the judge.
Oh.
That is Mr. Singh.
Okay.
It was his last day in office.
Okay.
So
Vijay Sadbir Singh.
हाँ,
Dr. Vijay
Singh.
Sadbir Singh.
Dr. Vijay Sadbir Singh. Correct.
अच्छा.
तो उन्होंने साइन किया, but that order is so ambiguous.
Okay, what does the order say? Just can read it.
The order is.
So last day means he retired, is it?
He retired on 10th of July, and 10th of July was, I think, Sunday. Okay. 9th of July was a Saturday, okay. And 8th was a Friday. So 8th was the last working day.
Okay.
The order is so ambiguous. He has repeated the order of 23rd July 2019.
Correct, which is the only order he can pass actually.
The previous order. And then he has taken into account the paper which was perforce signed by us into record. But the answer to those which we had meetings with Lodha, we had negotiated with Lodha, and Lodha brought down the outstanding amount from 161 lakh to 16 lakh 19,000. That later from Lodha he has not taken into cognizance. That is what first negotiation.
No, but what has he written? Actually, what has he written? Just
the application was heard on 24th January. As per the standard operating procedure, both the parties have been issued prior intimation. In the present case, a respondent promoter through an email dated 11 January 22 filed certain documents such as statement of outstanding dues as on 28th October 2021 and application dated 4/4/2014 signed by the complainants for cancellation of revocation along with the revised cost sheet. These two documents of Lodha he has taken into account.
Which are extra contractual. They are not.
Which are extra contractual and which in fact the judge should not have taken into cognizance.
Correct.
Because this is not the sale agreement. This is not a part of a sale agreement.
Correct.
However, something must have happened and he has taken this into account and he has not taken our justification ki after the last order of RERA of 23rd July 2019 in February 2018 we sat together and on 18th of February Lodha has sent us the mail stating that everything boils down and you have to pay now 27 lakh which again on 25th February 2020 he reduced that price to 16 lakh 19,000 giving the offset of land rent reimbursement.
And he has written that.
It was written, but both these letters have not been taken into cognizance by the RERA judge, which we had submitted to RERA judge on 27th October 2021. We had mailed them and physically submitted the copies also, everything. But he has not taken our letter into cognizance, whereas he has given more value to what Lodha says, which is very depressing.
Very strange. Okay. So ultimately, what is the order? What is the effective part of the order that he passes?
Accordingly, the finance controller MahaRERA called upon both the parties along with their requisite documents.
Who finance controller?
RERA, MahaRERA's finance controller. He conducted the meeting. He called representative of Lodha and he called us also, that is Chitsagar, complainant, on 9th of May. They said you have paid 507 lakh 98,000. But the signed document is with me which says we have paid 509 lakh 16,000 941 as the amount till then, which was agreed by the finance department also. But after that, when judge sat for the writing the judgment or the order, he had reduced that 509 to 507 lakh.
Okay. Then what is the further order?
In view of the aforesaid report, now it is clear that till date, the complainant have made total payment of rupees 507 lakh 98,126 to the respondent, and there is no dispute about the same as it is admitted fact. ठीक है. However, during the course of the hearing held on this non-execution application, the MahaRERA has noticed that the respondent through email dated 8/11/21 and 11 January 22 has submitted a revised cost sheet.
Cost sheet? How is it legal to keep sending revised cost sheet?
That legality only judge can only say what is legal or what is illegal. Correct. But he has justified that cost sheet rather than justifying the sale agreement.
Correct.
He has disregarded the sale agreement which was signed on 11th of July 2013, wide which the total amount payable to Lodha was 477 lakh. Instead of that, he kept on harping. Man, I am sorry to use the word.
Actually, I want to hear that order, operative part of the order. Usually it is not more than a paragraph. I want to hear that last operative part of the order. What does it say? बेईमानी भी करते हैं ना, तो ईमानदारी के कपड़े पहन के बेईमानी करते हैं.
हाँ, तो ईमानदारी भी उन्होंने उनका ही लेटर लिया ना, हमारा लेटर कॉग्निसेंस ही नहीं डाला.
What is the operative part of the order?
Operative part says, considering the said fact now brought to the notice of MahaRERA by the respondent, the MahaRERA is of the view that since now there is no dispute about the payments made by the complainants to the respondent as on date, hence the parties are again required to discuss and reconcile the issue with respect to the additional cost sheet duly signed by the complainants on 5th April 2014 and comply the aforesaid order dated 23rd July 19.
Wait, so see again he is very cunning. This is a very cunning wording. And what was your prayer, by the way?
Our prayer was, we have paid the total amount and we need the Lodha should give us the possession.
Exactly. So that is the only thing he has to decide. उसके लिए decide करने को इतना ही बचता है. Whether contractual amount has been paid, yes, no. If yes, whether building is ready for possession, yes, no, yes. Give possession, finished. उसके सिवा उसके पास adjudicate करने के लिए कुछ है ही नहीं.
Judge has only favored developer, that is Lodha Group, and he has just taken whatever Lodha Group says, he has put into record, and he has not taken our documents into record.
To admit something as evidence also, कुछ तो मर्यादा है यार. Once there is a contract, there is no other evidence. And your prayers, अभी now he has to decide on your prayers. He cannot say, अच्छा जाओ बात करो और थोड़ा बात करो और थोड़ा लोधा के साथ बैठो बात करो. थोड़ा it is a fucking family court or what? तुम लोग बाहर जाके बात करो यार, मियाँ बीवी बात करो, कभी थोड़ा चुम्मा करने का मन आएगा. Ridiculous. It's a family court order. This is the kind of order they pass in family court.
It is not a MahaRERA order which was given by the judge before retiring.
Wow. I've heard some shocking cases, but this is one of those. It's pretty high in the hierarchy of shocking cases.
It is something like that.
भाई को तुम 1 करोड़ पहुंचाने वाले थे, 1 खोखा पहुंचाने का था. अच्छा 1 खोखा पहुंचा नहीं सके, चलो 1.5 खोखा. अच्छा 1.5 खोखा दे दिया, चलो लेकिन भाई ने बोला है 2 खोखा पहुंचाओ, नहीं तो हम तुम्हारा बच्चे को नहीं छोड़ेंगे. This is what it is. This is 1 खोखा 2 खोखा going on. And the judge is just looking the other way. What is going on? He doesn't understand contract or not. See, he has no jurisdiction. वो पहले बोला वो बहुत सही बोला. He has no jurisdiction to look beyond anything other than the contract. The agreement is the gospel for him.
So at the time of retirement, he forgot everything. Now, जो legal था वो सब he has forgotten.
Cost sheet, how dare he mention cost sheet? Cost sheet का मतलब कहाँ आता है इसमें? Agreement है भाई तुम्हारा. When there is an agreement, why are you talking about new cost sheet and revised cost sheet and what's all this? This is nonsense, complete nonsense. This judicial officer has evidently not got any judicial mind, and he has shown this on the last
last day of his retirement.
Oh God, horrible, absolutely horrible. No, you have to, see, there is a challenge. I will tell you this, you have a challenge. Challenge ये होता है ना कि अंधा कानून willfully अंधा है, So you have great number of difficulties. One difficulty is they will say, "Arey, ye to already RERA has adjudicated in the matter." RERA has adjudicated in the matter बोल के, even if you go for the complaint of extortion with the police, at least there is going to be a challenge to it. It is a tough job. You have a uphill battle. You should do it. You should do it, and you will be doing the world a favor. The challenge is, हाँ, लेकिन रेरा ने adjudicate किया. Whatever they adjudicated, it is not our job to understand, but they have adjudicated. Therefore, the extortion becomes legitimized. I mean, it is how to get this whole thing overturned in a court, or how to get the proper justice is a tough job. Civil law and criminal law are in some ways at loggerheads. तो ये आप उसके ग्रे ट्वाइलाइट जोन में चले गए. ये लोग जानबूझ के आपको ट्वाइलाइट जोन में लेके गए.
ओके.
But in no uncertain terms, they are in criminal zone. They are in criminal zone. There is no two ways about it. Very clearly, extra contractual, ransom taking, extortion, absolutely no doubt about it. Only thing is, यार मैजिस्ट्रेट लोग इसको ये सब देखते नहीं है. But this is shocking. Absolutely shocking. As a devil's advocate, suppose the contract gave him the power to forfeit 30 lakhs. What is it? 35. Okay.
35.
Suppose this thing gave him the power. Let's assume breach of agreement, therefore forfeit. मान के चलते हैं. So he could have taken the 30 or 35, and that would be the end of the matter. Assuming that the contract gave him the power. Now he made you sign on a blank form.
Correct.
Then he filled up this figure without your consent. Okay, and you are in a position of disadvantage and distress. You are in a position of losing your 35.
Correct.
He makes you sign a blank form, fills it up. Chalo, वो भी किया. Then if he wanted to do it by law, then he had to call you and say, Mr. Commander Shirsagar, you have to sign a supplementary agreement with us for this additional amount, which he did not do. Okay.
Correct.
Now you may say, oh, but it's just rules. But the law is all about rules. The law is all about what you are doing. So the agreement was not amended. So the agreement stood at 477.
Correct.
Having reached the end of that agreement, when you gave 477, there was a click. Your part of the contractual obligation is over. Now his part of the contractual obligation is to give you the possession. He didn't do that. He didn't do that. Instead, he keeps taking you in, nahin, और थोड़ा दो, or else I will not give you possession. You have already gone to 477. Now give me some more. 16, chalo और थोड़ा दो. This activity, nothing but extortion. Nothing but extortion. There is no two ways to look at it. And I am surprised that RERA, because a RERA judge should know about contract law. See, RERA Act is his jurisdiction. But RERA Act stands within the context of the entire Indian legal system and all the relevant acts that are there for safeguarding a contractual relationship. So Indian Contract Act उसमें पहले आ जाएगा. Now he has to understand contract law. What is contract law? What is agreement is there. It is agreed. What is not agreed is on extra contractual. How does he keep encouraging you? जाओ बात करो, बाहर family court जैसे जाओ बात करो.
One can see from the whole story that the RERA court or RERA judge was not impartial. He was citing one party only, and thereby he has taken that party's papers into cognizance or on record, whereas the papers which were submitted by us were not taken into record.
He could have sorted it out right in the very beginning.
Correct.
आपका जो भी आपने साइन किया था, it was uncontractual. You are now in your zone of ignorance. You had signed. Now your first instinct was correct. 477 हो गया, चलो flat. That was the correct instinct. Okay. After that you went into negotiation zone. Contract खत्म हो गया यार. Contract has to be implemented. That is it. There is no further negotiation. Okay. 477. They may say, oh, but you agreed. I agreed on gunpoint. If you agree on gunpoint, it is not an agreement. Where you signed a blank pro forma.
Correct.
It is consent taken against your will and against not informed.
It was a perforce. It was by force taken our signature. There was nothing less than that.
And वो ले
आप
लिया.
साइन करो नहीं तो आपको ये जितना 477 दिया है वो भी आपका निकल जाएगा.
अब वो ले लिया, उसको solemnize किया. Did they solemnize it before the registrar? No. If it is not solemnized, then it is not a part of the agreement. It is not part of the agreement. How can they enforce it? It's not enforceable. अगर contract के अंदर नहीं है, it cannot be enforced, and no order of the law can be made to enforce an unenforceable thing. He doesn't have to write a technical order. He has to write a simple order. 477 has been paid. Therefore, contractual obligation of this person is over.
Correct.
It only remains for the builder to
give the possession.
To give possession. That's it. और कुछ बचता ही नहीं है उसके पास.
Correct.
Anything else that is written is unnecessary and possibly to obscure the whole thing. No, to make it sound legalistic. पहला वाला फिर भी ठीक है. पहला वाला order कुछ गलत नहीं है. Except only one thing is, there is a scope for further negotiation. Where is the scope? And as a judge, he should know it. He is expected to know all these things. I'm sure he knows. It will be surprising if he doesn't know. So
रात दिन वो केसेस करते हैं तो उनको तो मालूम होना चाहिए कि सेल एग्रीमेंट की वैल्यू क्या होती है एंड ये परपोज साइन किए हुए डॉक्यूमेंट की वैल्यू क्या होती है.
Correct. There is no value. And once you have signed a blank document, that's it. It has no validity. As it is, it has no validity. Even if it was not blank, it still didn't have any validity.
And under Rules 18, this document does not stand valid in the court of law.
Correct. Absolutely. 100%. No, now let me ask you further. Just for the sake of discussion, suppose he wanted further amount of another 165. Have you paid stamp duty on that? Have the value of your transaction increased? Are you not supposed to pay stamp duty on that? Are you not supposed to enter into registered agreement for that? What about that? उसका legality कौन देखेगा? He is supposed to see that. मतलब illegality से भर गया ये.
हाँ बस इलीगैलिटी का जिसकी हद हो जाती ना वो वैसा हो गया.
Chalo, thanks. Bye.
Goodbye. Good night.